How's it going? Alright, so took a toll, got to see who everybody wanted to see in a review, and if I am correct, I believe it was Beast. If it's not Beast, it might have been Craven. Either way it goes, I'm going to get through all of them again, so if I got it wrong, my bad. Because I was talking to a bunch of people that were on Facebook also, so just kind of took a toll between the messages that I got and between what I got here on the last video that I did on what you guys wanted to see. So let's get it started. So start out, I'm going to say that this is probably one of the better figures so far that I've seen from the line. It's not the best, but I'll go ahead and show you. It's the Beast. And I got to tell you that this is pretty nice, the head sculpt. I don't know if you can see that, but just the details, even in the eyes. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they did a really good job on the head sculpt on this guy. His costume, the paint's pretty generic, so you can see the black, and then he's got the yellow. The only thing is, if you look real close, you can kind of see how you can still see the black behind it. Some people might not like it. I think it looks okay. If they wanted to do something a little different with it, you know, they probably could have did maybe a different shade of yellow, which is there, but it's really hard to see. See if that angle kind of helps you. I don't know if you can see the two different yellows, but they could have made it just a little thicker so that black doesn't bleed through that way. Other than that, he's got some decent shading in the blue that he's got. It's just got like a light blackish gray wash in it. So, and then he's got these cool little cuffs that he's got on his hand. And then you see on his pants here, he's got the stripes and everything that go just right down the side. And I would say that they did really good because you don't see a lot of paint bleeding or anything from all the details. So let you guys take a look at the back of them here, and the back is just as detailed, so they didn't, you know, leave anything out. They just finished it all the way through. I think they did a really good job. And one thing I like about this guy is you can have him balanced on one hand. And a lot of people are wondering, well, is he weighted in the hand? And I don't believe he's weighted in the hand. If anything, his top torso, this part, if there's a weight or anything, it'll be in this top portion of him, either in the back or in the front, because he feels like a little heavy in the center, but his arms don't feel heavy. But either way, he does balance pretty decent on one hand. I could try to show you, but it might take me a minute. So if you guys want to see him balance on one hand, I did post a photo on Facebook in the Oklahoma Action Figure Collectors page and Action Figure Trading page and a few other pages, so you guys can take a look there. But let's go over his articulation really quick. And I'm just going to say that, okay, yeah, you know, he has some decent articulation. He's not the most articulated. They just put new articulation in him, because I could swear that, you know, for instance, Cable. I think Cable has a ton of articulation. This guy has some, but not quite as much. But they just tweaked some things, did some things differently that you guys wouldn't normally see in a Marvel Universe sized figure. But it's nice, and hopefully they can use this mold, or at least, you know, some of the things that they've done with him, maybe not the mold, but maybe just the techniques and articulation, and add it to some of the other figures that we already have. But I'm really pleased with this, so let's get started on his articulation. You can see here that his head will spin around. It's got, let's see if I can just, I don't want to break them. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Well, he had this inside of his neck, so I'm not sure if that was supposed to be there or not. If it was, oh well. Here's the head. So you can see it's kind of a ball, and then it's on a little hinge that can go forward and back. But for whatever reason, this part there is blocking it from going forward. There's a little piece just right there that's keeping it from going forward. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be that way or not, so after this is done I might have to go back in and fix that. Let me see. Well, that sucks. Oh well, now his head moves more, so I can get him to go up and down and sideways and all that. So he might not supposed to, his head might not supposed to come off like that, so if you get yours, beware. As far as his arm goes here, it does go down and it'll come up. It's a little hindered because of the fur here, and he does have a bicep swivel that you can see there, and his elbow moves, but it's only a single jointed elbow. It only has one joint. So like I said, you would think maybe you'd have double jointed or anything like that, but I think because he can pose on his hand or stand on his hand, that's probably why they only gave it a single joint. You don't want the scarecrow thing going on. And then his hand here does rotate. The only way you can get his hand to move up and down is if you twist it, because this is the way that it's supposed to be. That's the way that it's supposed to set, is like this. But you can't bend it up any, because this hinders it right here. But you can bend his hand down, and his hand will bend down quite a bit. So not too much. Now when you go to pose him, you can see on his hands there, he's got these 3 fingers. So you have to kind of pose him on these back 2 with that thumb. So if you pose him on these back 2 here, and then with his thumb, he can stand pretty decent. So I think I just screwed mine up, so I'll probably have to go get like another one and take him out, because I don't think his head's supposed to come off, because you can see it's like really loose now. So I think I broke it. Oh well. Then he's got the action here, the ab crunch, I guess, whatever you want to say, and he goes pretty far forward, and then he goes pretty far back, so not too bad. And then of course, the side to side. On his legs, just know that his legs do not go out to the side very much at all. That's about all you're going to get out of it. His legs kind of go out to the front like this. You can kind of see that. And then he'll kind of go towards the back like that. But aside from that, he's got a little thigh swivel here. He's got a double jointed knee, but even with the double jointed knee, that's about as far back as it goes, so because he's got those thicker legs. And then going down to the base of his foot will do a 360, so like you see there. And then it does go backwards some, and it'll go up a little bit, but it's hindered because of the fur. And then he has toe articulation, so his toes don't go down at all, but they will go up some, which is nice. And the other half of him is basically the same. I would probably give this figure about a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe an 8 out of 10. And the only reason why I give him that is just because he's kind of cool. You can pose him on his hand. So, but paint app's pretty good. Sculpt is nice. So all around, I'm pretty happy with this guy. So even if you're not a Beast fan, or even if you really don't like the cat version of the Beast, I don't think this is one that you can pass up. So that's my review. That's my thoughts. If you guys have anything else you want to add to it, or you want to comment or subscribe, then let me know what you guys think, if this is one that you want to get or not. So, but just know I'll be looking for a new one since I broke this one. So don't try to take his head off. I don't think it's supposed to come off. Alright, you guys, appreciate it. Make sure you leave a thumbs up while you're here.